Hey everybody, I was almost late again for my own live stream. I was back there talking to Steve for a second and was coming back here and realized, oh my gosh, it's almost to the end of my theme song. I got to get on here. But hey, I'm going to step back there and slide that door closed so Brandon won't be trying to come in here and struggling. All right. Hey, Texas. Now, once again, I don't have the green screen up. But again, I figure, there's really no reason to have the green screen up for when I do these watch alongs because mostly people are going to be watching the movie. They're not going to be watching me. They're not going to be watching anything that might be going on in the background. So, in case you are, I do have the astronaut light working, but I didn't intend to get the green screen to use every time. But I will use it, when I think it's warranted. Um, yeah, I would like to keep a lot of this background stuff in the background instead of it, specifically guys having to look at all the junk we've got in the background back here and Steve's computer back behind me and all of that. But the new green screen I got, it is pretty easy to set up. You pull the screen up and it's up. But, there are other things that you got to do, like lighting and all that, and getting it moved over here and then back of me. Then I got to remember not to keep backing into it every time I move my chair backwards. So I want to use it quite a bit because, that justifies the money that I spent on it, obviously. But again, I figure for these watch alongs, there's really no need. I think one time I did do a watch along for Blood Hook a long time ago. I don't know. Hey, Dirk. I don't know how many of you guys remember when I did the Blood Hook and Blood Lake and all those other watch alongs, which were early on. Um, but I had an animated thing behind me that time. But what I did discover about StreamYard as opposed to OBS, StreamYard is a lot better than OBS in a lot of ways. But I did discover that you cannot have video by being projected back behind you on a green screen, only pictures. OBS will allow you to put video back there. So, maybe in the years to come or months to come or whatever, StreamYard will be able to get that capability. Hey, Darren. But as of right now, that's not an option. Hey, Blissful. So, tonight, eventually, I'm going to get my ass in gear and we will get to the watch along for tonight, which is Graduation Day from 1981 with Christopher George and Linnea Quigley, both in this film. Now, a little, I don't know how many of you, and Vanna White, by the way, is in a small part in this. So you guys with a sharp eye will see the lovely Vanna White in this movie. But the thing about Linnea Quigley is Linnea Quigley was not the first actress to play the character, I believe, of Paula. Okay. You will notice there's another blonde actress near the beginning of the film when they're getting ready to take the track photo or whatever. And Christopher George is a coach and he's telling them, we got to get this picture taken now. We got to do this now and all this stuff. And he's being really gruff with them. And one of the girls says, Oh no, Paula is a girl that gets killed early on. Sorry about that. But the girl that Linnea Quigley ended up taking this actress's place, she's the blonde that says, I refuse to take a picture without Paula. Okay. Um, so Christopher George makes them get lined up. They're taking the pictures, no doubt about it. Okay. So after that scene, you no longer see this girl. Okay. And I'm guessing that blonde is supposed to be Dolores because the next time you see Dolores, it's Linnea Quigley. Okay. And it's Linnea Quigley the rest of the film. So what I had read was the reason why this actress was replaced is because she refused to do the nudity. Now I don't know how true that is, but that was the word that she refused to do the nudity that Linnea Quigley ended up doing. Okay. And, you're going to see Linnea Quigley's boobs in this, guys. So get ready for it. Um, so uh, that's just a little bit about how Linnea Quigley came to be in this movie when you don't see her at the beginning. Okay. Um, and also, another funny thing is if the girl really refused to do the nudity, um, she was evidently the girl that was in Bloody Birthday, who was in the graveyard with the guy near the beginning of the film and gets dispatched. Her breasts are shown in that. So, again, I don't know how true the story is, but that is the story. Um, ooh, cool, Dirk. You say you're watching the Toolbox Murders. Blizzard, you say, Dirk, wow, that guy was beyond deranged. Yeah, me too. Darren says, Dirk, I hope that's the original. Texas says, oh, damn, Dirk, that's a hard watch. Dirk, you say, oh, yeah, he was. And yes, it's the original, but I actually like Cooper's remake. I couldn't take the remake either, Darren. I tried and just, and even though I love Hooper, I just did not care for that remake. Turkey say it's not too bad, Tex, at least for me, anyways. Um, so we got graduation day watch along coming up in a little bit. I was kind of thinking that TJ might, and he might still yet come in here. I thought maybe he might want to be live on the watch along with me. If any of the rest of you guys that are in here now, Dirk may not because he's watching Toolbox Murders. Um, so anybody that wants to join me live on this watch along for graduation day, you are more than welcome. Just let me know if I need to put that link to come in backstage. I will put that link back in the chat. I am, of course, watching my Blu-ray of graduation day, but I do have a link in the chat and in the description for this live stream for graduation day on YouTube in case you don't have your own copy. So, um, and Darren will be happy to hear this. I probably should have saved it for the Daily Grind House, but I'm just going to go ahead and spit it out. Darren asked me about, doing the Seductive Poison podcast again. And he mentioned, even though, I love Kelly, I'm not saying anything bad about Kelly. Even though I would love to get Jenny back on, and like I said last night, it'd be great to have Jenny and Kelly on, and me, we'd be the triple threat or whatever. I just don't know if right now is a good time for Jenny as far as being, she's very busy. So Darren did mention Kelly last night, and Kelly is certainly a possibility. The only thing that I was unsure of is I know she does a show with Rob at the Sin Excess show that they do. So I definitely don't want a conflict with that or it be a conflict of interest or anything like that. So I will discuss that with Kelly, either here if she shows up here, or I will discuss it through, Facebook Messenger or whatever. But hopefully, you guys will be able to see a return of Seductive Poison um, in some format. I'm thinking about it being a live stream that I put on my channel. Um, I'd like it to be a weekly thing, you know, perhaps. I think when I first started doing Seductive Poison, they were like on Thursdays. Perhaps I can do that again, but it's in the works, guys. But I just really want to have and I would use one of you guys, but I'm not trying to be sexist here at all. But this was originally designed to be ladies only, chicks talking about movies and stuff. Just because I like that concept. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't have special guests on there and have some of you guys on there. That would be perfectly fine. But for the meat of the show, I just would wanted the co-host to be another woman. And I hope you guys, my male audience, don't take offense at that in any way, shape, or form. Well, thank you, Darren. Darren, you said that's awesome news. And for those of you not familiar with me doing the Seductive Poison podcast, hit up Darren to ask him more about, what he liked or didn't like or whatever about that. But basically, in the early days, it was me and Jenny getting on usually once a week on Thursdays to talk about horror movies. Occasionally, we would do watch alongs or commentaries. I think one time we had Steve on with us. Um, and we did all that by Skype generally. But I figure with, so many people doing live streams now, instead of having a separate website and everything to do that, where I used to, and it was audio only, with us talking about different things. I think I still have all those recorded shows. And who knows? Maybe I'll get a website together, something like Blogspot or something like that, and put things on it. I'm just not. I used to love and had more time to design websites and more extra money to put into a website and getting a domain name and all that business. And now it seems like I have neither the extra money nor the time to be able to design a lot of stuff like that. I loved it when I could do it, and in a lot of ways, I miss it. But sometimes at some points in our lives that certain other things take precedence. But I would certainly like to revive it um, in a live stream format. Um, and yes, Darren, you are exactly correct. And hey, Blair. Um, well, Dirk, it's not like dudes aren't allowed. But the the host and co-host. I primarily wanted to be a woman because hence Seductive Poison. It was a ladies lady oriented podcast. I'm not saying guys didn't listen to it because obviously Darren and some other guys, Steve used to listen to it occasionally. When we started dating, he started listening to it. Um, but Darren, you are exactly correct that it's so much easier to do shows now. A lot less, money in the mix. So, and in a lot of ways, and I'm not putting down anybody that does shows in the live stream format, but to me, it's a lot less effort and setup, and you're not having to deal so much with Skype and all that stuff, and the different things that can go wrong with Skype and the other uh, programs like that. Now, I know we do the Eurocult show through Skype, and it works, fairly well most of the time. And we did try StreamYard one time when we were having a little bit of trouble getting everybody on there, and the connection to be good. But then that turned out to be worse than the Skype way, so we went back to the Skype way. I'm not sure what was going on there. Yes, Dirk, I know you're kidding. Yeah. But I on the other side of the coin, I don't want any guys to feel like, oh, gee, she's leaving us completely out in the code. I would love any and all of you guys to join us at some point in time, whoever my female co-host turns out to be. I may also hit up Jenny and ask her if she would be interested in just coming on the live stream, coming on, her and Kelly could come backstage on StreamYard and we could do this just like we do any other live stream. Probably gonna get another intro or something like that, only for Seductive Poison. I think I used a song from Savage Streets originally, which I may try to put together some kind of intro for Seductive Poison. But guys, trust me, it's in the works. I just got to find time to work out all the particulars with it. Okay, so I was planning on talking about good mothers and horror movies for part of the Daily Grindhouse. Unfortunately, time got away from me once again, and I didn't get that list together. So hopefully next time I do the Daily Grindhouse, I'll have my button gear and have all that. But I am going to talk about maybe one or two things for the Daily Grindhouse. It's mainly gripes. Just a word of warning. But I did want to remind everybody of the upcoming watch-alongs. Excuse me, again. So May 13th is going to be The Prowler, followed by a comedy watch-along on May the 14th with the Tom Hanks vehicle bachelor party. May 20th will be Eyes of a Stranger. May 27th, Happy Birthday to Me. June 3rd will be Killer Workout, followed on June 4th with Death Ball. June 10th, in honor of my birthday, which will be a few days earlier, on the 6th, we will be doing Bloody Birthday, followed on June 11th with Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Yeah, you're exactly right, Dirk. I may not be able to use that song just to be on the safe side. I don't know what I will do. I do have a where you can get like it won't be something with words. It won't have lyrics, but I do have some copyright free music that I can get. You can get hard rock, you can get pop rock sound and stuff. So I may, have to do that. Um, I knock on wood, I haven't had trouble using Rainbow Eyes, but I think Rainbow Eyes is probably not on people's radar at this point in time. But yes, you do definitely have to be careful with music. Hence, probably won't be using the Savage Street song. Blair, you say, do you have a favorite horror movie convention story? I have quite a few of them. But I'll tell one real quick. I think I've told this one before, but I'll tell it again. I had never before this time at Horror Hound had met Dean Cameron and Gary Riley, who play Chainsaw and Dave in Summer School. And so I found out that they were both going to be at this Horror Hound, and I said, "Well, I'm going to go up and meet them." And Gary Riley was really, really sweet and nice. Um, but the big thing I remember is meeting Dean Cameron, and I urge anybody, if you see Dean Cameron at a horror convention or any kind of convention, and you have never met him before, I urge you to go up and meet this guy because he is a trip. I went up and met him, and he was very gracious and very nice and stuff. I was telling him about how I love the character of Chainsaw, and you know how much that character resonated with me being a horror fan. And then I got a picture signed by him, and then we also took this picture, and the picture is just so endearing to me because I've never had anybody else do this when I took a picture with them. And what he did was he's just kind of like he's leaning his head on me, and he's got this smile that just could light up a room. Just a very, very nice guy. And so there's my horror movie convention story for this time, Blair. But feel free to ask me again about that anytime you're in here. Because, like I said, I have several. Yes, summer school does rock. And, speaking of summer school, we might do a watch along for summer school. Look for that to maybe be upcoming. Okay. So. Darky say Tom Atkins and Dee Wallace are a tie for me as best experiences. And so I'm so glad that you had a good experience with Tom Atkins, Dirk, because I know some people said that they haven't. My experience with Tom Atkins was kind of weird because this is the one and only time I said, I just want to meet Tom Atkins. I'm not going to get him to sign anything. But the whole situation just felt weird. He didn't really treat me bad. It was just I felt really bad about not buying something off of his table, not getting something signed, and so I said I'm not going to do that anymore. So my experience wasn't really bad with Tom Atkins. It was just it felt a little off to me. Oh goodness, so sorry. So we're gonna go ahead and start this daily grindhouse. I'm going to let y'all watch my lovely intro again. And then we're going to talk about a couple of things and then hopefully get into the watch along at that point. All right, here we go. All right. So, ready for the gripe session? Here we go. So, about the same time, Steve and I put in orders for the Final Exam 4K, which I know some of you guys are probably thinking, Final Exam, who cares, Dana? Well, I like the movie. Unfortunately, for those of you that are detractors of this movie or people that just don't care for it. So Steve put his order in after mine, and his was an accident because Steve doesn't even like this movie. But what he was going to do was he was going to get it for me. So what he initially asked me to do was for me to go ahead and buy it, and then he was going to send me the money. Okay. And then he forgot about it. And the next thing I know, he says, "Okay, I ordered that for you." I said, "Steve, I've already ordered it. Remember, you just said you were going to send me money for it." And he was like, "Oh, shit." Um, so the gripe comes in with, I think Steve was just going to wait for his to come in, and I think he was going to sell it. That was going to be the thing, because he, like I said, he doesn't care for the movie anyway. Ooh. And okay, so I had already put in the order, and then he put his order in a day later. So he's already got a notice that his has been shipped. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for my shipping notice, and I'm like, that's not freaking fair. Isn't this? I mean, I know it's Dark Force Entertainment. The guy is, Lord knows what he's doing. I said, well, you better not run out of those 4Ks because I want it. And Steve said, don't get your panties in a bunch. Well, he didn't say it that way. He said, don't get all hyper. He said, I tell you what, if you don't get a notice within a few days, then just cancel your order. And when mine comes in, I'll give it to you. I was like, okay, I guess so. But there's a gripe for the Daily Grindhouse. So we're going to get to the movie here in just a second. Durkee say, to be fair, it was early and he asked where I was from. I said Shreveport, and he talked to me for 20 minutes about how much he loves Shreveport. Well, see, you just hit on something that, was interesting to him. Blair, you say, who would play you and Steve in a biopic movie about Dead Pit? Hell, I don't know, Blair. I don't think we would even, Steve maybe, but I don't think that I would even be asked for my input, or that they'd want to put somebody to play me in a movie about Dead Pit. So I think I would get left out in the cold on that one. Not to say anything bad about CK and Uncle Bill or my own husband or anything, but I think they would want to focus, if somebody was going to make a biopic movie about Dead Pit, I think they would want to concentrate on the principal players, which would be CK and Uncle Bill and Steve and Garrett, people like that. Those would be the people that they would want to concentrate on, I think. So, does everybody that's watching the movie, do you all have it queued up? Now, the link on YouTube starts with the starter gun being fired off. Mine is currently at the menu screen, and all I'm going to do is do 3, 2, 1 and hit play when we get ready to go. So, is there anybody that needs 2 or 3 minutes to get queued up and get ready? Is there, is everybody watching it that's in here, with the exception of Dirk? Because if he's still watching Toolbox Murders, it might be hard to like divide his time between the two. So Texas, you're all set. Dirk, you say thanks, Tex. Plus, I don't think he don't drink as much anymore. That was a couple of years ago. So you're saying he might have been under the influence of booze there, Dirk, which might have made him mellow. Darren, you're watching it on YouTube. Okay. So Darren, are you all ready? You got like the shot of the starter gun getting ready to go bang, I guess should say. And in connection with that, is there anybody currently in here who wants to join me live on this watch along tonight? If somebody comes in later, oh goodness, and wants to join, I will be actively watching the chat. And barring it being a few seconds or a couple of minutes before the movie's over, you can join at any time. Darren, you're ready. Dirk, you say, yeah, I'll catch up a day after Toolbox Murders. I have about 30 minutes. All right, cool. So, hey, Dirk, do you have the 4K of Toolbox Murders? Because I got that in, not super recently, but kind of recently. So if nobody says that they want to join in live on the stream here in the next minute or so, we'll go ahead and start. Texas, you want to come in live? Do you need me to put that link back in the chat for you? I can certainly do that. Heck, I'll go ahead and put that in there. Ooh. You got it for 20, Dirk, on that MVD sale. Yeah, it is awesome. I think that's probably the best you're ever going to see Toolbox Murders look. So I put the invite to come backstage for this watch along, and I'll wait to see Texas backstage, and then I will add him. And then if nobody else says anything about joining right off, we'll go ahead and get started. And like I said, if anybody decides later that they want to come in, barring it not being the very end of the movie or whatever, then you can certainly come on. And if anybody needs a timestamp, if you come in a little bit later and need a timestamp, just say, hey, can somebody give me a timestamp? And we'll be glad to provide that for you. So I see Texas backstage here, so I'm going to go ahead and add him. Hey, Texas.
Hey there.
So you still haven't got your webcam hooked up yet?
No, I have to buy one of these.
You still got to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll do that this week or so.
No pressure, Texas. I won't give you any pressure.
Well,
now, CK might give you some pressure, but I won't.
Yeah, but nobody, wants to look at me since I'm, slightly just better looking than the Elephant Man. So it doesn't really make.
You gotta quit saying that about yourself, Texas.
Well, that's actually from a song, and I think I love that line. So
But in all seriousness, though, you look fine. I mean, look at me. I get on here and have my ugly mug on here
you're not.
just about every night. So, I don't know. Blissful's got angry faces there.
Yeah, I know. She doesn't like when I say that as well. So.
I see you like 4 angry faces, 4 angry emojis down there. So we'll go ahead and I'll give it about another minute, 6:38, and we'll go ahead and get started here in a second. And so are you watching it on YouTube or are you watching
I am.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, there's TJ. Hey TJ, since you're in here, do you want to come on here too? and nobody stares in shock at you, TJ. There's nothing wrong with your looks. Absolutely nothing. So I'll see if TJ's going to come on here.
Yeah, Blissful's Chromebook wasn't charged and the plug wasn't working, I guess. And so, but I
Uh-oh.
told, but I told her that I wanted, um, her to see this sometime. So I thought, well, I'll just come up and I can, add my, 2 cents worth or whatever.
Sure, yeah. Dirt, do you really want me to wait another 20 minutes? I mean, he says give it another 20 and I can start at the same time, but he's got the laughing emoji there, so he's probably just kidding. Uh, I, TJ says he's not dressed for YouTube at the moment. What, are you in your birthday suit, TJ? Because anything else, I think it would be okay. Dirt says he's joking. Okay, well, if you at any point in time, TJ, if you get dressed for YouTube, just let me know and we can add you. Um, oh, Blissful, I'm sorry to hear that you didn't feel great today. Yeah, TJ says none of your business. Well, you can be naked. I mean, none of us is gonna know unless you said surprise, and came on the live stream. But I think that would shut my live stream down for sure if somebody was naked on here. Darky say TJ needs to put on a tux. I just usually have my sweatpants and a t-shirt on. Sometimes I have horror shirts on. Sometimes I have my stay at home dog mom shirt on right now. Um, so, anyways, we'll go ahead and get started here. I'm going to bring mine back up here. And like I said, I've got the Blu-ray. I decided to quit being lazy and just put the Blu-ray drive, hook it up to the computer and put it in here. That way, usually all of these, if I'm going to pick a movie, I usually have it in my collection. So anyway, I will do the countdown. We'll do the 3, 2, 1, and then hit play on whatever respective version you're using. So
Yeah.
three.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead,
No, I
Texas.
was just going to say I've never heard of this channel, so I subscribe to it. I hope they have some other good stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm subscribed to this one either. Some of them where I found the links to the movie, I've noticed that they've had a lot of other horror movies, and I go ahead and subscribe to them because some of those guys and gals have like really obscure type of stuff, like stuff I haven't seen for years or maybe heard of years and years ago and never seen it in any format. I don't know if they pull it off of TV or an old VHS tape or what they're pulling some of this stuff off. Some of it's off of TV, I know, because some of them have commercials in them, like they have the actual old commercials. So we'll do the countdown and we'll go ahead and get started here. So 3, 2, 1, press play. Well, I thought it was going to press play. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Mine is okay. I don't know what is going on with this thing. It's not wanting to. Okay, hold on. Technical difficulties here. I don't usually have that trouble with it. Usually, yeah, okay.
They made this thing really like loud. It's like blaring in my headphones. I was like, whoa, I got to turn this one down.
Okay. So let's do 3, 2, 1, and maybe mine will start up. If it doesn't start up like fast enough, okay. So I just had the starter gun.
Okay, I'm at 28 seconds, so you can
28
tell.
seconds. I can speed mine up a little bit since I had technical difficulties with mine.
Just tell me when you're there, and I'll hit play.
Oh, come on now. This thing is being such a pain in the butt. I don't know what it's doing. Okay. I'm just going to let it go, Texas, and then I will, when I get to 28 seconds in,
Yeah,
uh,
that's fine. Just let me
I
know.
will, because every time I try to run it forward or backwards, it is goofing up. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just this player. Okay, almost there. All right, now I'm at 28 seconds.
All right.
The the late great Christopher George, as I said, is in this movie as the track coach. Dirk, I really don't know how a lot of these people get away with uploading movies without copyright strikes. That's a question that I've asked myself more than once. Another movie that has a little bit of a different theme, but people getting killed off that are part of like a track team, or I guess they were a track team too. On oh gosh, now the name of it totally Fatal Games. That's it. I knew
The
Fatal.
audio on this is so loud, it's drowning you out. I can't hardly hear you at all.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow. And that's the YouTube link, right?
Yeah.
I guess I think I did when I was running through it yesterday or the day before. I think when I was running through it, I noticed it being a little loud. I've seen all these movies so many times that I don't even have the audio on anymore. Darren says, Fatal Games, we need a Blu ray. Don't think there's a DVD. I don't think there is either, Darren. Not that I know of. Blissful's telling you to turn it down. So, this movie, like a lot of other slashers from this time period, is getting ready to have some tragic thing that's going to happen here very shortly. So everybody's too busy congratulating themselves on this big win that they don't notice that this runner, whose name's going to turn out to be Laura, is there's something very wrong with her right now. Texas, you still with me?
Yeah, just
Okay.
can't really. I can barely hear you, which sucks because I wish there was a volume thing for the film, and apparently there's not.
Oh, so there's not a. Usually, when I'm on YouTube, there's like a slider that you can
Hmm.
slide it over. Hold on here. Like if you let your mouse hover over the little thing that looks like a speaker or something, there's a little.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
That's okay.
There we go. That's better.
It's not blasting you now.
Yeah. Nice kerchief you got on there, boy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Every time I watch this, I'm like, why does that guy have that on? Because he's obviously not gay or anything. Because he's getting ready to like start grabbing her leg and
Well, I think he's actually an extra from cruising, just
yeah,
trying to
exactly.
make
Maybe
himself.
he tried out for cruising and didn't get it, so
Right.
he went to this movie. Since she doesn't say anything, he thinks that's an invitation to keep going. But you don't mess with military women; they'll crush your balls if you do.
She could have just pushed him out of the truck and drove it herself.
Right. I'm assuming that this was filmed in California because I'm seeing like the palm trees and stuff. I mean, the scenery reminds me a lot of other movies that like Halloween, for instance, that were supposed to be like the Midwest or something like that. And it's obvious when you see those palm trees and stuff like that that that's not where it's at. So this again is another movie that has a lot of red herrings in it because we're going to find out that this the military woman is Laura's sister and she's come home for the graduation and memorial and stuff for Laura. And you saw her looking at this girl that's part of the track team very suspiciously. Yeah, exactly, TJ. You say Mr. Furley dressed that way. He did. And he liked women. Judgmental much? Haha. Nah, I'm not judgmental, TJ. Uh,
There's the black gloves, but
yes,
this is
black
no
gloves.
Gialli.
Yeah. TJ says this was filmed in LA, so definitely filmed in California. Blissful says Mr. Furley was a fashion icon. And I also like the use of the stopwatch because it
Yeah,
took
that's
30 seconds for Laura to die. And so that's how long it takes the other members of the track team to die when they're killed. But here's something odd coming up here. They're going to show it in just a second. When the camera pans over her dead body, does that or does that not look like a mannequin?
Well, it really didn't to me, but it could be.
It just looked very, very stiff. Like I always thought it looked like a mannequin there.
Another like non-cruising extra that didn't make it. But that was a great shot of that, blood splatter on the camera lens.
Yeah. Some people, don't much care for this movie. Some people like it. I've always liked it from the very first time I saw it. Now that blonde there, that was kind of pushing around on the other guy, that is the girl that gets replaced with Linnea Quigley. Because evidently this girl wouldn't do the nudity that was required for the part. And like I said earlier, this was the same girl that was in Bloody Birthday at the beginning with her boyfriend, and they get in the open grave and they're making out, and you do see her breasts in that. It's like, I guess these girls pick and choose what horror movie they want to show their boobies on. I don't know. And in a lot of ways, Christopher George is another red herring in this movie as well. So, you got several people, which for those of us that have seen a lot of these slasher movies, it's usually not the most obvious person that's the killer. So you guys keep an eye out and see if you can figure out who the killer is. Darren, you want to come on? Oh, yeah, sure.
Come on up, Darren.
Do you need me to put the link back in there? Because I can do that. TJ, the timestamp on mine is 12 minutes and about 6 seconds. I'll put this link in here again so Darren doesn't have to go searching for it. There we go.
Dana, who's this actor playing the dad?
He looks very familiar, but I can't place him. Maybe TJ knows. He's like the answer man. He always knows stuff.
He's a cheap Seymour Cassell imitation.
Let me add Darren here real quick. Hey, Darren.
Hey guys, how are you? All right?
Yeah, doing good.
Good. My camera looks a bit misty.
TJ says I can come on too. I got a hat on. So I'm guessing TJ's got a case of hat hair or something, or
look at mine.
Head or something like that. I don't know.
How's it going, Darren?
Not too bad, Tex, on yourself?
TJ.
Good, thanks.
I'll have to get a timestamp as well. Sorry to be a pain.
All right, so let's get TJ in here. Hey, TJ, do you got bed head tonight or what?
Yeah, I didn't wash my hair today, so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Timestamp is 13 and 51 seconds. And I heard an echo. I heard myself.
Yeah, I had the
okay.
The YouTube audio on there.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, hold on a minute, I'm hearing myself. That's kind of scary.
Hi, Texas. It's nice to see you.
Yeah. Well, it's great seeing you, Mr. Chud. So here we go.
What's the weather like in the UK, Darren?
Not too bad today, but tomorrow's supposed to be really bad. Rain or all we've had this weekend is our coronation, and it's on my head, to be honest.
We've had a lot of rain too. We had a severe thunderstorm this morning. The wind got up pretty bad and stuff, and had some hail.
Yeah, I heard your stream last night. You could hear it in the background for it, you know. What's your timestamp again? Sorry.
No, that's okay. 14 minutes and 54 seconds.
Right.
She just pulled out her Jalo gloves. So
Yeah, there's those damn Jello gloves again.
she's not a suspect at all. No.
Hey, there's the Bee Gees on the wall. I forgot about that big Bee Gees poster.
Been a while since I've seen this one.
It's been a little bit since I watched it last too.
But Linnea Quigley was so last minute, they didn't even have her in any of the promotional like material. Like there's the class photo, and that she's not there.
Yeah.
Dirk saying that Darren looks kind of blurry and smeared.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just tried wiping my phone screen and that. I think it might be the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're going for the soft lighting look, Darren.
Yeah, the misty look.
I hate this frame.
And I hate that girl too. So let's zoom in on her.
Well, the cameraman doesn't like her. That's for sure.
Oh my, that sounded like a motorcycle.
Yeah, I gotta close my window. It's a nice day out, so I had all the windows open.
Oh no, that's okay. I just was like, I don't usually hear that on TJ's audio, but there's a kid that likes to rip roar up on some kind of bike up and down our street a lot of times.
I live on a through street, so it's 30 miles an hour, and people go down 50, 60. When I try to pull into my parking, they're right up my ass. I'm like, hello.
I'm here. Please don't kill me.
Yeah. Bye, I'm going to go die in the woods. Bye. Okay.
I actually forgot about, the killer wearing black gloves in this film and the actual, like, prom night where they get the faces and lipstick and...
I think this looks really good on the Blu-ray. I think the YouTube version doesn't look too bad either.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. It looks fine.
Yeah, it looks better than the DVD.
I downloaded it so I wouldn't get a commercial.
There you go. Good idea. It's like, does this woman make a habit of just popping out of nowhere and scaring people? I tell you, she does act weird, extra weird in this movie. I mean, I know her sister died at the beginning of the movie, but it's just, she's very bizarre acting.
I think she's sort of like investigating what's going on. That's why she's sort of snooping around and stuff. It seems that way to me. I don't know.
I think she says something weird here, like she said, my sister had one of those. She's dead now. It's just odd the way she says that. That girl's like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
She's not a good detective. I just said she's
trying to be a detective.
She's not good at hiding what she's trying to do.
And there's the weird music teacher.
Is that what they call a leisure suit? Is that what that is?
It looks like it.
Almost looks sort of like one, but it doesn't have all the flowers and all the, stuff on it.
Oh, and these kids don't like Mr. Guglielmi. They don't like the pencil.
Wow, they actually look high school age. The main characters don't, but they do.
Yeah, well, we're not seeing a bunch of people with receding hairlines, a bunch of guys with receding hairlines. I remember there were some supposedly students in Carrie in the prom sequence where the guy looks almost bald in that. And he's supposed to be a student. It's like, something's not right here.
Oh, that's
Yeah, go on,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's a
I was
terrible
going to say,
scene.
My Bloody Valentine is one that
Yeah.
there's the one guy in there looks about 35, 40, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they're sort of like working class. They're not really teenagers in that movie. That's the only movie around that time period that actually had like adults.
Right. Yeah. Like young adults type of thing.
Now, I know some people in their 20s, early 20s, who already have receding hairlines. So
Yeah, I think Steve told me he started losing his hair early. Maybe not in his 20s, but 30s, possibly. I don't really remember if in preparing for our graduation, if they showed us exactly how you're supposed to take the diploma and shake hands and all that stuff. I don't know if they got that specific with us. They had us do the walkthrough, like who we were going to walk in with and what seat we were going to be sitting in, but I don't know if they got real specific about the diplomas. We didn't even get our damn diplomas. We got the binder part of it, the outer part of it, and then you got your diploma mailed to you later to put it in. So I guess if you misbehaved during graduation, they could say, you're not getting your diploma now.
I don't think we had any of that here in the UK back then anyway. I think they do it now. They copy America. We copy America with everything, but back then we never had none of that. I left school at 14 anyway, so I didn't get no O levels, A levels anyway.
I agree, Blissful. I wouldn't mind disco coming back. I know some people just absolutely hate disco, but
Gonna mention genre veteran Michael Patacchio.
Exactly, yeah. I always thought this girl there, the redhead girl, she's just like she's talking to nobody. She's just over there just mouthing stuff, and nobody's paying any attention to her.
She probably didn't have any lines, so she had.
So this is a kind of bizarre scene coming up here because she's going to Laura's boyfriend's house, and you're going to hear an old woman saying, "Get out of here," or something like that. Get. And I guess it's his, I hate to say it this way, but his senile grandmother or something.
Is this like all your three favorite, the three of you, is this one of your favorite slashes ever, or is it like you hold it quite high, or is it like a middle one type thing?
I hold it quite high.
Right.
I forget about it sometimes. And then when I quickly use IMDb, I'm like, oh, that's right, she's in graduation. It's not bad. I mean, it's watchable. It's slow. Like right now, I'm like, okay, move the movie around a little bit, but
right.
Derek, let's see. You need the timestamp. It's 24 minutes 4 seconds on mine.
She just happens to be the first photo. Is her sister? It's.
I don't know if that's just because that's a photos that the boyfriend has. The reason why.
Yeah, maybe. Still, it's kind of like
it is kind of strange though.
And right after the moment before she died, they had a photo right there.
Yeah,
that's not morbid at all.
Of course not. Oh, there's the grandmother.
What's he, 30, 32?
Yeah, I was
Maybe
thinking the same
35.
thing.
Yeah, there's her death photo. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now.
She's ready to serve him the papers for the statutory rape.
Oh,
She was 17 and he's like 36. I'm going to keep upping his age as we go.
Yeah, we'll get to 50 if we keep going.
He needs to hold it close to his eyes because it's his eyes are going at his age. You know.
My eyes are going.
Oh, look at this locket! It looks. Oh.
the sun shines on it and burns his eyes out. You know. Oh no.
You know, like a lot of things, you know, back in the day, you know, become fashionable again and everything. You never see people now with, like, men with curly hair perms, do you? At all. That's one thing that's never come back.
No, that was, you know, that was in Prom Night. It was in here. It was Luke Spencer had it on General Hospital. I mean,
right, yeah.
Dirk, the time stamp is 26:33.
So we're gonna see Vanna White coming up here soon, I think.
She's gonna pick a. She's gonna pick a letter for you.
Flip the letters.
What a job she had! She just had to turn letters, and then they changed it, and then she just pressed buttons. Like the laziest job you can.
And look pretty. I mean,
well, I mean, she's like 90 now, so I mean. Now she needs the button. Oops, side boobs.
Yeah. So, coming up here, we're going to get a very cringy Christopher George performance here. And you'll see what I mean here.
You mean a Christopher George performance? No.
Just a plain old Christopher George performance. I love Christopher George. I wish that I'd gotten to see him in more movies, actually.
I can't believe what you're wearing. Oh.
Does everybody see Vanna White there?
Yeah.
Looks just like her. Did you see that movie? I think it was from like the 80s where she played like one of the goddesses, and it was some weird rom-com movie.
I don't think I saw
I can't remember what the title is, but yeah.
It seems familiar, but I don't know
I'll look it up. Let's see
what it was called.
Goddess of Love. Oh, there we go. That makes sense.
There we go.
She played Venus. And, Amanda Bierce was in it, and Betsy Palmer was in it. Yeah, it was a weird TV movie. They were trying to make her an actress, I guess.
I love this dialogue here, too, where they're telling her, you're out to lunch and stuff like that. It's got to be some of the craziest dialogue.
That's how kids talk, you know.
Well, I guess maybe that's how 1981 teenagers supposedly talked. Yeah, I like those brown leather boots too, guys. Blissful says boots are her addiction.
They're made for walking.
Yeah, exactly. Just ask Nancy Sinatra.
I actually wonder how much he got paid for doing this, Christopher George. He's like fairly big name, wasn't he? In America, certainly in
At the
America.
time, yeah.
Wasn't he on the Love Boat? I don't know if I've just made that up, but I could have sworn I read something he was like on the Love Boat.
I'm sure. I'm almost sure he probably was. Probably him and Linda Day were both on there.
Right, yeah.
Dirk says, "Do y'all notice the picture jumping, or am I just having a flashback?" I think in that scene just a few seconds ago, I think it's part of her having issues because she's thinking about Laura dying and she can't concentrate on what she's doing.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Is this going to end like that scene in Final Destination?
Oh,
It's definitely got, like Dana said earlier, it's definitely got like a Fatal Games type vibe at times.
So yeah, we're gonna start to see Christopher George do. There's certain facial features and stuff that it looks like he's getting turned on by watching.
He's definitely, I was going to say, he's liking that a lot, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's what I mean by cringe.
Okay, that one with the tongue, that was bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Even the photographer's like, geez.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, dude?
Hopefully she's 18. She's not even that good. Anyway. He hasn't taken a single photo.
Dirk says Chris George is a big old pervy. In this movie, he is.
Yeah, he seemed more concerned then about looking at the Christopher George character than he did about taking the actual photo. Crazy, man.
Mm.
God, this is going on forever, isn't it? This scene.
Told you.
Yeah, it went on longer than I actually remembered it going on.
It's supposed to land on your feet.
Right, that's like a 5-minute scene just on that alone.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing that routine.
So wouldn't you shave your legs before you get out there and do the gymnastics?
I can't answer that question.
Dirk says, I mean, his eyes are all up in there like swimwear.
This is a scene that always get, you know, when you think of this film, this is the scene, one of the scenes you think of. I think it's in the trailer as well.
I believe so, yeah.
For some reason, I want her to be Brink Stevens. I don't know why. I just started thinking of that.
That would have been cool. Then he would have had Brink Stevens and Linnea Quigley in here.
Maybe being alone in the school reminds me of Slumber Party Massacre. That might be it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with if I remember rightly with this scene, I'm sure you can actually see the hole in the back of her head
I believe so, yeah.
or neck or whatever it is.
And that, I believe that's a fencing sword, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we went. Yeah,
It was a hole in one.
exactly.
She was never going to beat Nadia Comaneci. It's okay. Remember that one from the past?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
now we got Leisure Suit Singer.
I, even though as much as I enjoy this film, there are some like moments I wish didn't go on quite so long. One being the cringy Christopher George scene, and another being this one.
Teenage girls just love that music. It's going to turn into Grease 2 all of a sudden.
They're just hoping to get coked up with him later.
Probably. There you go. Yay, Linnea.
There's Linnea Quigley, yeah. And she's like, "Oh, you bitches, get out of here."
Why is it in these films as well? All the middle-aged men about 50 seem to get the hottest women after them all the time, or the youngest, like fittest women.
Because they want to get an A.
Like, I was gonna say they can give you a good grade. That's
like right. the girl on He Knows You're Alone. She wouldn't have been messing around with that professor if she didn't want to, get an A.
This is a very baby-faced Linnea.
Yeah.
This is pre-boob job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too, because
she did one of those, like, back in the day, one of those soap commercials, for the beautiful skin soap thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then she had a hard life.
That's got to be a wig on that guy, surely.
Toupee.
I love how he tries to, say, "Oh, don't do that." Somebody could come in. So she goes over there, locks the door, and then he's like, he can't resist it anymore.
Those aren't bad. She didn't need that much of a. She didn't get much of a boob job. She only kind of like.
Yeah, she didn't go overboard. Yeah.
She didn't need them rounder and more. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I don't know the terms.
Sure, you're not, TJ. I think all guys are, if all straight guys are professionals when it comes to boobs.
Except in Savage Streets, because you can't watch that scene and be turned on by it. It's so bad.
Oh my!
I mean, not bad.
Exactly.
As in like. When people say she's not a good actress, that scene, her acting in that's really good, and she doesn't do dialogue and with her visual, but and she starts.
Do you want about Linda Blair or
Linnea from Savage Street?
Right, yeah, she looks.
She's a deaf mute, and
yeah, she looks well underage as well, even though she was,
That's a really hard scene to watch, and if somebody was turned on by that, I'd be extremely worried about them.
Yeah. Doesn't she look a little like Amy Steele?
This chick here?
Yeah, kinda.
Maybe Amy Steele's mom.
I mean, yeah.
I was going to say maybe.
No, I mean young Amy Steele. I just meant like.
Right. Hey, Rooster.
He's still wearing those pants, huh?
What exactly does she want from him anyway? All he does is make her work harder.
Does this go on in all high schools?
I don't know. I don't think I want to know.
Didn't in my day, for sure.
About the only thing that I heard about whenever I was in high school is there was a teacher we had. Thankfully, he never tried to do anything with me, but there were some girls in my class that said that he was, trying to get them to make him feel good, I guess, is the best way that you could say that and not go any further than that. Um, but and then in my mom's day, back in the 70s, she said there were several teachers that ended up getting married to students in her class. So there were at least 2 or 3 teachers that she had that ended up marrying students. So
Wow.
mhm.
But back in those days as well, say like a 30-year-old man would, end up dating a 17, 18-year-old girl, you get a pat on the back. And now times have changed so differently.
Yeah, there was a guy I went to school with, and when we graduated, he went to college to become a teacher, and he went back to our high school and taught, and he started a relationship with one of his students behind the scenes, and he got fired. He lost his job, but he and that girl are married now and got 2 kids.
Wow.
Yeah. So the relationship worked out for them, but he lost his job, unfortunately.
I'm sure they're very happy now. He's like Rick Moranis' nerdy brother.
Yeah. It's like even that girl was looking at him like, yeah, he's kind of sweet, No.
Christopher George has such a better suit than this guy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you do that. He doesn't mince words, which is always great.
He's
I
just
think,
cool, isn't he, Christopher George? He just seems cool in everything he's in.
yeah, but I think he hates everybody in it. His character hates everybody within this film.
Except the students. Female students.
Oh, he's going down to the boiler room. Freddie's going to be down there. Before Freddie was Freddie.
I don't ever remember signs like that in school. This way to the gym, this way to the boiler room.
I don't either.
I think you either knew where they were or you didn't know where they were. There were no signs.
Yeah. It's pretty much sink or swim. Either you knew where stuff was or you didn't. I always want to go down in a boiler room and start, just talking out loud and not knowing if anybody's down there or not. But evidently somebody tape recorded him and Linnea Quigley. Now they would just do it with their cell phone. They wouldn't have to go to all that trouble to get a cassette recorder and tape and all that.
Yeah, it's too easy to be a murderer nowadays.
I actually used to have one of those a long time ago.
You didn't have a reel-to-reel like an Evil Dead?
No, I didn't have one of those. My parents had an old 8-track player that I used to play around with. I would drag out Mom and Dad's old 8-tracks. And that's probably now why I like older music now, is because I spent my youth listening to that stuff. Except the country ones. I didn't want to listen to the country ones, but the rock ones I would. Dad always listened to a lot of good bands. the Guess Who and Three Dog Night and people like that. Creedence Clearwater Revival, and I like all those people now. This conversation that they have here, I think this is where they're talking about, like, they're supposed to be boyfriend and girlfriend, but they mess around with other people, and they're just having a casual conversation about screwing around on each other.
So the director of this, is it Herb Fried? And I'm just going off memory.
Yeah.
Did he do anything else that you know of? I can't think of anything offhand.
I'm trying to think and I can't recall. TJ, did you see anything about good old Herb Fried?
I don't think he did a lot.
I know he's on the Go Into Pieces documentary, and he like references this film on there.
He did a movie Beyond Evil around the same time as this one. You've ever seen Beyond Evil?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
with the glowing eyes, I think. That's that. Linda D. George, I think, as well.
Yeah, Linda was in
it. Rooster timestamp. Well, my mouse is acting up on me again.
46
John
minutes.
Paxson was in that too. Oh, also.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I don't think he did a lot really. He just did a few things.
Yeah, this didn't exactly kickstart his career.
I think everybody was directing horror movies back in the 80s. So like they could find anybody who like had some kind of skill as a director. They're like, yeah, direct this.
Yeah.
At least this didn't have, and I'm not trying to talk about anybody's weight, but did anybody notice, like in the 80s, a lot of the cops or the sheriffs especially would be overweight? And
yeah.
There were a lot of them in these 80s slasher movies.
Yeah, it even become kind of a trope in the end, didn't it? You know, every single one seemed to have one.
They were either fat or just really stupid, you know.
Or both.
Both, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that was sort of the thing. Like fat cop meant that they were a dumb cop, so that's why they always had kind of chubby cops in horror movies. So it became a trope. And
I think Last Days on the Left started that with the comedy, you know,
I just now
comedy music
noticed,
and all that.
I just now noticed that George Michael's, not George Michael, but George Michael's is Christopher George's name in this.
Yeah, I don't think Wham was a thing at this time, was it? Like, it might have been actually, 1981.
No, he didn't have any faith. Had to. Sorry. Is she the next victim? Ooh.
This is another thing that a lot of these characters stupidly do in these movies is I'll just go in a dark room with a lot of dangerous equipment. Just kind of wander around here.
Like in Student Bodies with the shop teacher with the woodworking teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Late at night making horsehead bookends.
And those damn horsehead bookends. We need to have
did I ever tell you that I went to school with the girl that got paper clipped to death in that movie?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I remember text saying that, yeah.
And should have a watch along and get her to be in on
it. Texas, didn't you say she thought she was going to be a big star? And that was
she did.
The only thing she did.
Yeah, she was a complete bitch in school.
So you're glad she failed in her career.
Christopher George is very expressive in this movie. A lot of hand gestures and stuff.
The Italian?
He had like a golden period, didn't he? Like 1980, I think he was in, or 81 Mortuary. Then you got, of course, got this. You got Pieces. He kind of had a real golden period for slasher fans, anyway.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gates of Hell.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
I'm not sure he did a full frontal male nudity as well for Playboy.
He
Oh,
did,
Playgirl.
and guys, I have seen his Playgirl spread too.
I've seen it. You know, I'm not
I,
proud to say it, but
I was just
curious. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a big lad.
He's a big lad.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I was bugging Steve. I was like, "Hey, you want to see this layout and Playgirl of Christopher George?" And he was like, "No."
I'm shocked.
And then he went in the other room and Googled it, probably.
Maybe I can't remember. It's been a while.
So I guess he's a football player.
So so the members of the track team are getting killed off. So I don't know if this is like his side hustle or whatever. He's on the track team and he's also on the football team.
Right. So does this have the kill with the actual football? If I'm remembering rightly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, people watched it, I suppose. Anyway.
I like the way this one's set up too.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's still fun.
What those girls are?
Yeah, they were earlier. Yeah, they're always around.
They were around the piano, the music teacher. They were in the locker room. These girls could be red herrings too. Oh, dude, just go buy yourself a new football. Don't go climbing around in the weeds.
The one with the long hair kind of looks like, I don't know if you know Doctor Who, but Layla Ward
Right.
played Romana. She kind of looks like her a little bit. Is it night all of a sudden?
Yeah, I know it got very dark.
It's pitch black all of a sudden.
It went from 2 in the afternoon to midnight.
Except on that side. One side it's dark, the other side it's daylight. That's just funny. Come on.
That's weird, isn't it? I've never noticed that before. It's a great kill in terms of like slasher films and that. So
Now,
ridiculous.
what would have made it better? Well, some blood might come out of his mouth here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay. Okay, he's really jamming here. I'm going to blind myself with this damn light.
I told you, this is the Grease 2 of slasher movies, I swear.
We got to have a musical number in here. Like, did high schoolers play harmonicas and stuff?
No, not that I remember.
Not as a rule, I don't know if they...
Usually old people play harmonicas. I
Yeah.
don't know, like young people do it.
Or Reggie Bannister. Didn't he have a harmonica in Phantasm? Wasn't he? I can't remember.
He may have. I'm trying to
I
remember.
think he did, yeah.
Dark says they're having too much damn fun. Yeah, exactly. Somebody else needs to get killed here before they have too much fun. There's that red haired girl again that was seemed to be talking to herself earlier. That one dude with the really long hair that's in his eyes, he's gonna go be in the Ramones, I think.
No, they were already formed by now, so yeah.
He couldn't be in there.
No. So they started dying off. Then they could.
Oh God.
They did. I mean,
Yeah,
only
they
one,
did.
there's only one Ramon left that was like he wasn't even the original. He was like the Tommy Ramone. He took over drums after.
Christopher George liked that, getting that little kiss from Linnea Quigley there. But who wouldn't? What guy wouldn't?
Speaking of Ramones, that cop has Ramones looking hair.
Again, that looks like a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wig. Sure.
All the guys in here have wigs except for Christopher George.
There's just something about a wig you can just tell straight away.
Now you guys may laugh, but I like this group Felony here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't show them too often. This scene mainly, but I don't know. I like their look. I like this song.
You love 80s horror movie bands, don't you?
Yeah.
Did you like the band in Terror Train?
Yeah.
I just want your funky love.
I do like that. Yeah, like the house band and House on Sorority Row.
Oh, God,
well, actually, these guys I think were pretty decent, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Except for like this fool, like doing all these weird dances and stuff, you know.
Well, he's John Travolta now. He's doing the. But that's like popping and locking from the Breaking movies.
That outfit, that dress, I really like that dress Linnea Quigley's got on, but that's probably one of the most chaste outfits she's ever had in a movie.
So were these a real band then? For the time, or was it just made up for the film? You know,
I thought they were a real band, but maybe I'm wrong.
We need somebody who knows music. Anybody?
Texas knows music.
That's what I was trying to.
But I mean, I don't know like a lot of like, you know, bands that were in movies. I mean, unless they were kind of popular or whatever, you know.
Yeah. I think a lot of these were like local bands, and they just like, oh, we know this band that'll be in our movie, and like they weren't, you know, that they can afford because they weren't.
Yeah,
didn't cost anything probably.
I was talking about that one night where I was talking about Oklahoma bands that they had used in certain movies.
I
was
think
like
it's
in New
just
Year's
like a
Eve
time
where they
filler.
like in New Year's Evil where they had those bands and they weren't even really like, you know, punk bands.
Right.
They were absolutely fucking terrible, you know. It was like, oh,
Steve likes to make fun of those bands every time we watch that movie.
Like one of the best bands in a slasher film I've ever seen is Alone in the Dark with the Sick Fucks.
Oh yeah,
brilliant, that song.
I don't think they ever did an official album. I think they just had like one song and then.
Right, yeah, so iconic, that song as well.
That Chop Up Your Mother song.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys that I have some makeup, an eyeshadow palette that Tish and Snooki from that band, they do makeup and they do the Manic Panic hair dye and stuff.
Right.
Or their company does, rather. But I have an eyeshadow palette from their company.
That's cool, man.
Linnea's kissing everybody in this movie. Jeez.
She's in this way longer than I remembered. I always remembered like more of a cameo, but must be I'm thinking about another film.
Yeah. Why is the band wearing makeup? They're not punk rock. Why are they wearing makeup?
They're like new romantic.
Well, I guess they were trying to be, you know.
I think they're more like new wave than, you know, like.
So I don't know what it is, but every time, or almost every time in these movies, the guys can't like get finished having sex because they gotta go take a pee.
Right, yeah.
That's right,
See
you
the
go
Bigfoot.
first.
You've seen the Bigfoot from Night of the Demon turn up now and rip his dick off.
Right, exactly.
You always go beforehand. That's how you do it.
I don't know. A lot of people go in between as well, so that's a different story.
This is when roller skating rinks and going roller skating. Ooh, there went his head.
Decapitation. Yeah, this is a roller boogie time. We get Linda Blair, roller boogie.
Yeah, it's probably made about the same time, I would imagine.
And I like the way it flashes back and forth between the band and these kills.
That is a terrible head.
Yeah, that's not a very good head. I will agree. The decapitation was good, but
Like the way the killer revs up to run.
yeah, it's like
You're in a track, Linnea, run. You're a track star.
Do you think urban legend was kind of influenced by this a little bit? You know, with a shield for the face and that.
yeah, that's certainly a possibility. I hadn't thought of that. Linnea, I hate to tell you, honey, but you aren't hid very good.
Act like a tree.
I haven't got the sound on, but how long is this song is going on again? I think it's just filler, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I like the random dog that runs by.
Yeah, this dog just runs into the scene.
Oh, he is terrible. I mean, I'm going to swing right for this tree that's in the way of her. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they told Felony, we got to keep this song going until Linnea Quigley's character gets along.
This is like the 12-inch mix, I think.
I was gonna say, like, they've been playing this one song for quite a while.
They must be shooting day for night here, or else the sun was coming up on them.
Yeah, the continuity's all over the place.
I love you can tell how slow she's running compared to him, but she still gets away.
You can almost see the killer's face there.
Yeah. That's like in My Bloody Valentine, there's a few shots where you can see the killer because they didn't blacken out the eyes enough.
Right, yeah. Of course, you've got to have the top fly open as well as she's running away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got to utilize Linnea Quigley to the fullest extent you can.
And that song is still going.
So you don't really get to see her really kill that well, because I think the original, I think they shot they had cast the original girl's body or something like that, and
yeah.
So I think you see her. I think you see her later, but it's not Linnea, obviously, but it's a dead body that's supposed to be her. So you don't really see her get killed in this, like you would.
Right.
The other murders so far. I mean.
And Linnea Quigley isn't in the original track picture either. And they're like, screw it, we're not going to try to redo that.
So it must have been really last minute. Like they had all the promotional stuff or movie props done, and they're like, "Oh, we can't change these. We gotta."
Dark says that song jams.
We're at to buy the graduation day soundtrack. Actually, did they ever put out a soundtrack for this?
I highly doubt it.
Probably not, but if they did, I'd really like to have it. Come on, Waxwork Records, you can put one out.
Did this even make theaters back in the day, or was it just straight to video?
You know, the first time I saw it was on a Good Times VHS that my aunt had. My Aunt Sandy, my horror movie watching buddy for the longest time. And she just bought it in the store. So I don't know if this did come out in theaters.
I don't think it did, but I'll have to double check. I would imagine it was a big hit on video, though, because I can always remember it back in the day.
Dirk agrees with TJ that that woman does look like she could be related to Amy Steele.
Thank God it's not just me. According to Wikipedia, it was premiered in Los Angeles, and it grossed 98,000.
Okay.
In 16 theaters. And then I guess they expanded a little bit. So it had some kind of run. Yeah.
Like a limited run, and then
Yeah.
So how's everybody? Before I get started on this, how's everybody doing? Hey, Larry. Did I already say hi, Larry? How's everybody?
And then in 82, it came out on home video. So we're missing 4 class members. No one cares. Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and graduate. That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's still trying to get chicks. I don't know who's worse, him or Christopher George in this movie.
Is that a cigarette in his mouth? Or is it a pen cap?
It might be a pen cap. I had to look at it a couple of
I
times.
just had to look twice.
Here, I'm going to show you my badge. Oh man, I can't see very well. Can you show me that badge again? Dirk said he saw this movie with Gilbert Godfrey on USA. Must have been USA Up All Night.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
This is another movie, one of many movies from the 80s that I cannot get Steve to watch anymore. He will not watch these movies. He's like, and he tells me, he says, Danny, you want to watch the same old shit from the 80s you've been watching for years. I'm like, but it's fun.
How many times has he watched Terror on Tour?
At least 3 in the last few years, and it was all for commentaries that we did. We did. I'm pretty sure we did at least 3 different commentaries for Terror on Tour.
All right, so he'll never watch it for fun, but he'll do commentary.
Yeah, I think he's just had overkill with the slasher films, to be honest.
Yeah.
He might come back in a few years' time and want to revisit them. You never know.
But
for me, I never go like that. I can watch them
I don't either. But he can watch the same tits and ass exploitation movies over and over and over and over again, and nun movies and rape movies, and he could probably watch the Infernal Rapist about 10 more times. And whatever that movie was that he got Dead Pit kicked off of Twitter for a little while.
He
They
knows
said
what he likes.
Red something. I forgot what it was.
Oh, Red to Kill. I
Yeah,
was enjoying that as well until it got kicked off.
wow, Dirk's had a movie day. He said this is his 4th movie today. He watched From Beyond, God Told Me To, Toolbox Murders, and now this one.
Mm.
No, Dirk, I am not getting that Black Emmanuel set.
Want that?
Steve says he is, but I'm not. I don't care anything about seeing Laura Gimser in anything. That woman does absolutely nothing for me.
That one cannibal film in that set is really good. I think it's Emmanuel and the Lost Cannibals. But I can't just
consider. Yeah, I might consider watching that one probably. But
yeah, Steve introduced me to that one when we done one of our watch-alongs going back a year or two ago. I really like that one, but I can't justify £200 on that.
no. Golly, the principal suit's on here. Good Lord. The shirt, the inner shirt looks okay, but the suit itself, no. And what, I mean, am I dense? What is that he's licking off of his hand? That, like, is it some kind of
no
like
idea.
salt or medication or what is that?
Is it maybe like, was that like a plastic cigarette you get when you've given up smoking? Or was it a pen top? I'm not even sure now.
I thought it was a pin top, but you know.
Yeah, I take it they even had those plastic cigarettes back in the day anyway.
Is Christopher George dead there?
He's very tired.
He's very exhausted. Larry,
That's me when I fall asleep watching things on my computer. That's exactly what I look like.
I guess leering at girls is very tiring.
It is. I mean, hey, I'm in this movie. I'm gonna wake up. Well, tonight I'll be watching Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 with online with a watch along thing.
Cool.
Nice.
Those are nice picks.
Yeah, I prefer the sequels over the original. I know that's controversial, but
TJ's not going to be going to bed until very late then. You're watching.
Yeah, it starts at 9, so we'll probably be over around midnight.
Oh, holy cow. Man. It's probably going to rival me and you doing these episode discussions.
or me and Dirk's channel. We're like 4 hours.
Well,
But you don't realise at the time, it just flies by and you just look at the time and you're thinking, shit, you know?
Yeah, there's these girls again. Damn. I'd forgotten how many times they showed up. Nobody notices that blood on the outside of the locker there. You know.
Nope.
Well, she did now.
Now, yeah.
Is there like
She's
only 10 girls in this school? All you ever
Yeah,
seen?
we're keep singing the same ones.
Just regurgitated like this. Come back in the scene now.
He's definitely not gonna buy a vowel or anything.
He might buy a vowel, but not a vowel.
It's like Scream 2 where we keep seeing what the hell are those two actors?
Why the hell does she keep touching the blood and getting blood all over herself?
She wasn't sure what it was. Portia de Rossi and what's her face?
Oh, right, yeah.
And then Christopher George looking very guilty there.
They look just too scared and everything's like, oh no, you know.
Wouldn't you have smelled by now?
I would say so. And then Christopher George does a kind of stupid thing there, the way he pulls that fencing sword out.
Yes, let me touch the evidence. Get my fingerprints all over it. I'm gonna go turn some letters. Okay.
It's been that long, I can't even remember now what the killer is. And that's straight up.
Oh, this will be good for Darren. It'll be a surprise for him.
When it happens, mine, it'll come back to me, but it's weird how that works sometimes.
That stupid cop, though, behind the detective.
This is not when you like kind of put on regular. I don't like myself, but obviously I haven't seen it for a while. But it's not like a final exam where I can watch that at any time anyway. Like this one I kind of put off a little bit going back to.
I have found myself putting this one on in the background sometimes, just kind of like I know it sounds weird, but a comfort mechanism.
Yeah, I get that.
Just to have something familiar as far as a horror movie going on in the background.
When Felony comes on, you can start dancing.
Yeah. Dirk says, has Steve seen Raped by an Angel 2 Sexual Prayers of Mercy? I'm sure he has, Dirk.
Wow, what a title.
When Steve first started telling me about these titles, Raped by an Angel, Rape Man, Infernal Rapist, I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. And then he would say, no, look, I actually got this movie. It's like,
Rape on the Woofer Quai.
It's like Rape Man. That tells you everything you need to know about that
exactly.
film.
It tells me more than I need to know. I don't want to watch it. Of course, Christopher George makes himself look even more guilty by taking off running,
Yep.
That doesn't make you look too innocent when you do that.
I love all the red herrings in some of these films. They're so funny.
I like the cartoon, the pup named Scooby Doo, and they had a character literally named Red Herring, and that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And Freddy always thought, it's Red Herring. And he's like, nope, not me. I never did. We're on a leisurely speed chase.
Yeah, nobody's really running all that quickly.
Well, she's in heels and a dress. I don't know if she can do that much running.
Yeah, but the guys, you would think they would be running a little bit faster.
And then they put this little, like, kind of Love Boat music interlude in it.
Yeah, that doesn't fit. I would think he'd be stinking by now, too.
I wonder who the killer is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to smack you around now. What is he going to do? What? Oh, okay.
So the killer is Jamie Lee Curtis's brother in prominent. Oh, wait a minute.
Wrong guy with a perm, yeah.
That's interesting. They revealed the killer then, and it's like 15
How big is
minutes.
this forest that they haven't caught up to him yet?
Right. This is quite a long film, actually, isn't it? For one of these slasher films, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, an hour and 36 minutes and 42 seconds.
So if you cut that music scene out, and him, you know, Christopher Jones looking at those, you know, that gymnast or whatever, you could have had a nice tight 80.
Oh
85.
yeah, they definitely could have tightened it up some.
But then again, those two scenes are probably the best two scenes in the film. So
when he screams "Today, Michaels,"
that's got to be the worst fight ever.
Dirk brings up a good point. He says, "Great fight choreography."
And they caught the real killer.
They're just going to leave Christopher George laying there, I guess.
God, this happens quite a bit in some of these old films as well. Exactly the same.
Oh boy. Okay, so she wanted to get Laura's trophy, and the boyfriend has it.
You mean it's not over?
No, there's at least I don't know if you would call them all twists, but at least 3 or so twists in this before the ending.
Right.
And everybody's going to find out why Anne has this white or beige colored dress on.
Because she's boring? No.
She's not. I will say this is a boring character. She just doesn't have a lot to do in this.
Yeah, like I was saying at the beginning, she sort of looks like she's like investigating, but then it's like she just disappears from the story. And then,
Yeah, no payoff there.
Yeah. Now she's just like a setup for a horror movie victim. I wonder what this house looks like now.
I wonder if this house is even there. Probably not.
Warren Clark or the other guy who did, they both do set visits of old shooting locations. The Grim, I forget his name. I was just watching.
Oh, the Grim Life Collective, is that?
Yeah, I was watching. He did a stream last night. He was watching him and his girlfriend, wife. They do this the videos together. They were watching Evil Dead 2013. Your favorite.
Oh,
right.
Were they liking it?
Yeah, they usually watch stuff that they like. I made a joke in the comments and I got a laugh, so I was like, "Oh, cool!" the people who actually are running the thing read my.
Did you ever watch that video? I think it's on Sean Clark's page. It might be on all the guys' page, but it was Sean Clark and the Grim Life Collective guy and one or two other guys. And
Yeah, there's that Canadian guy as well. I can't think of his channel now.
yeah.
He goes around all the like graves of Corey Haim and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember that video. Like
That was a really
few
good.
weeks ago. Yeah,
That was a really good video.
good. Like they were all sitting down having dinner or something. Weren't
Yeah,
they? Yeah,
exactly. They were in a pizza place or something.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, don't disturb dead Laura. You know, don't want to do that.
Oh, it's coming back to me now. Coming back to me, this film.
I mean, talk about delusional. He thinks he's gonna marry her.
This is now turned into necromantic. So
Yeah.
Oh God, don't talk to me about that. Though. I got to review that. Turk's probably watching now. I got to review that next week. And
Oh,
I
wow.
watched it, and that's fucking rough. That film is. Man.
Yes. I couldn't even get through it. I mean, even though it was on Joe Bob, I was like, I just can't.
You think like the bunny rabbit scene in Fatal Attraction is bad? Then
Oh, yes.
I like his little tiny fencing swords on the wall.
And then instead of getting one of those, he gets, a little bitty knife.
And I guess he likes Bad Out of Hell. Was that a Bad Out of Hell poster? I can't tell what that was.
Vampirilla was one of them as well.
Oh, no. Looks like dead Laura's going to take him out.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell it's a stuntman.
Yeah.
If you look closely.
Grandmother slept through the whole thing?
I don't think Grandma knows anything that's going on. I always thought that was kind of cool because it's like it's never over, He fell out the window with her corpse, and then she's trying to get out the front door, and he's coming in with her.
It was
Back
all a
to the
dream.
Love Boat music.
Yeah. Remember these scenes from earlier?
Yeah, I don't think we need the instant replay of Laura's death.
But not in slow motion, anyway.
No. That could have been tightened up too, or just completely left out.
It was like with Death Ship, where they just added slow motion. I'm like, the movie's already slow. Why are you adding slow motion?
Also, worst film for that. Have you seen a film called Sledgehammer? Like a VHS. Oh God, it's like a 5-minute slow motion scene at the start. Crazy.
And they repeat it too. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, once was enough.
I need to watch that in an enhanced mode. You know what I'm saying?
And then after that, you need to watch the 3-hour boarding house cut.
No.
See how you fare with that.
I have that, but I've never seen the longer version. I remember being really underwhelmed as well by just watching the original version. Because you read up on it, I thought, going to be like an awesome 80s slasher, and it's just kind of weird.
It is.
With all the telekinesis and all that shit going on as well.
Yeah, and the main guy sitting around in the leopard underwear.
Yeah, in his budgie smugglers.
Oh, John Wintergate.
Yeah. And all these hot women, like,
yeah, they all want to stay at his boarding house because, why? We don't know.
When did she get ninja training that she's
She's not in the military.
She's all of a sudden doing karate.
It's like, how did he get there though? Because he was still putting away her body, like when she ran out of the house.
I
It's
know.
like,
Yeah, and he's not supernatural. He's not like Jason. He shouldn't be able to teleport.
Then again, she just stops thinking he's not going to come after her. Oop. Not on the beanbag chairs.
like he ran all that way with her body.
See, that's supposed to be Linnea Quigley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everybody's probably saying, "Who the hell is that?"
Yeah, that was the original. That's what I mean. I'm like,
Really? That is terrible.
well, they stole that from Friday the 13th.
Now that military training comes in, finally.
Yes. Oops.
Oh, my aching back. Oh,
I love his eye acting.
yeah.
He's almost got eyebrows to rival Eric Freeman. It's like, get all that fake blood out of your mouth, dude.
Would dying in that way be like that? Would it take forever for you to like drop to the ground?
And believe it or not, guys, it's still not over.
Yeah. I don't believe anybody who dies in a movie ever researches how you would die in that specific way that you die in the movie.
Exactly.
Well, Mom, the visit was great.
I almost got killed by my dead sister's deranged boyfriend, but everything's okay.
Watching all those kung fu films paid off for her in the end.
And she has the same dress.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the most disturbing thing, that frog dinosaur thing on the nightstand. That's very disturbing.
What
So
the hell is that?
They're gonna
Is
have.
It is a frog, is it? Sorry, Dana.
Oh no, I was gonna say they just got to try to get us one more time. And if I have to be completely truthful about this, I don't think they needed this scene.
Are they going to Sue Snell us here? Is that what they're going to do?
It's kind of in that vein.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I forget it went on for this long. Oh my god.
I don't think they needed to pan back and forth in the bedroom like that. And zoom in on her face.
So I take it's a dream, then, is it?
Hallucination, I guess.
It's her asshole stepfather.
Oh, right. Okay.
Mhm.
And you can see that paper curtain in the back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Look at this paper wall here.
It's like an Evil Dead with the fake wall. You could tell it's just paper behind the wall and stuff. The whole bathroom.
The mother is so ditzy in this movie.
Night. Well, that reminded me of the movie Lights Out.
Oh, yeah.
They shut off the lights and you can see it. Then you turn them on and it's gone. Well, I'm back to my military training. I'm gonna go see Goldie Hawn. Come back soon.
I'm definitely glad that Dana picked this, actually, because I probably wouldn't have watched this for a while down the line. I'm glad I've seen it because it is really fun, like I remember.
And sometimes movies that are not as fun just to watch straight out, they're better to do watch-alongs or commentaries for.
Happy graduation day. Yeah, this is no sorority babes in the Slimeball Bowl of Rema. I could watch that movie
Yeah.
over and over again.
What happened to E. Danny Murphy? He played Kevin, the killer boyfriend.
Right, yeah.
Some of these people just disappear. They do one thing and then, or some of them are like, like stage actors, and then they're like, "Oh, let me do this one movie," and then like, "Yeah, we don't like doing a movie," and then they go back to it.
It says Felony was themselves, so maybe
It must
they
be the
were.
band.
Yeah, I looked them up. They started around 77 and they lasted to like 90, 91. So
Wow.
they were around for a while. So
The woman that played Blondie, E.J. Peeker, I remember she used to be, I think, in a series or two in the 70s, I think. Because I definitely remember her name.
Yeah, that's not a name you hear all the time. Gangster Rock. That was, I think that was the song that was playing when Linnea Quigley gets killed. The song that went on forever. And then I'd forgotten we get that stopwatch thing at the very end. Vinegar Syndrome actually put this out.
Yeah, I just picked it up last. It was a while back, but they had put a new slip to it, so I picked it up.
Yeah, it's probably this one.
Let me see.
I got the old one. I haven't got the slip.
Well, here's
That looks
what's
nice, actually.
here's what's funny about this, and Steve still laughs
Yeah,
at
that's
me
the
about
one.
it. Is he bought me this Blu-ray, and this is the original cover for it. And then I would carry on. I don't know why people pay $7 or $8 or more for these slip covers. You don't need these slip covers. And then he said, "Well, Vinegar Syndrome's putting out a new graduation day slip cover," and I looked at it and I said, "Oh, that's cool." And he said, "I'll get it for you," and he still laughs at me today for saying I don't need any slip covers, and I looked at that one and it was like it was cool. So
Yeah, I had to get it when I saw it, and then I got the one for Don't Answer the Phone a couple of years ago.
So you're all cardboard enthusiasts.
I can take it or leave it.
Gregory wouldn't like us very well. But,
yeah, if they're cool, I'll get them, but not something I'm really gotta get everything.
I don't have to have every one of them. Some people will buy every single one of them that comes out, even if they don't like the movie. It's like, I don't know. I guess it's a sickness or something, kind of like the collecting sickness.
Yeah, I think we've all got collecting sickness to a degree.
To some extent, yes.
Yeah, I try not to buy a movie just for the slipcover if I really want them. I'm not going to buy it. Like, if I sort of like the movie, I'm be like, I don't know if I'm going to buy it in the initial release and then just wait for it to.
What was that one that Steve got? Well, he had the movie, but then he had to get the slipcover, and I didn't even think it was that good of a slipcover. It was some exploitation movie. Gosh, I wish I could remember the name of it now. where
What,
the
Ebola syndrome?
no, it wasn't Ebola syndrome. It was something about it was maybe it was Malibu High. Maybe that's what it was. Where these girls that were way too old to be getting naked were getting naked and doing all kinds of like, going out on the town and being like, escorts or hookers or whatever the heck they were doing.
That definitely sounds like a Steve film.
Yes, you guys know him well. But I think that was one that he actually ended up getting the movie and then getting the new slipcover that came out. And I was like, that slipcover doesn't look very good, He's like, yes, but it's Malibu High. I'm like, so? I don't care anything about Malibu High. But
Steve likes the old cheerleader films as well, doesn't he?
Yes, the nurse films, cheerleader films, nun films.
Rape films.
Yeah, rape films. I actually got him when we were dating. I got him a set of cheerleader films. What girlfriend does that for you? But I did.
Exactly.
I actually got him. Christina Lindbergh. I had an artist do a picture of her, and he actually did an oil painting too. Rick Melton. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rick Melton.
Yeah, from the UK, I think he is, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe he is. Yeah. I sent him like a 2 or 3 pictures of Christina Lindbergh, and I said, you pick whichever one you think looks the best. And I said I would like to get a portrait or something of Christina Lindbergh for my boyfriend for Christmas. So he picked the one where, she was pretty much naked. And
good choice.
I mean, it was a beautiful sketch, of Christina Lindbergh. And he also did an oil painting. And I really wanted to buy that oil painting for Steve too, because it just looked fantastic. But he offered it to me first. He said, now you're under no obligation to buy this painting. He said, but because you asked for the sketch, I'll offer it to you first before I sell it. He said, I know I can sell it. So no pressure from you. And I really wanted to get it, but I just couldn't afford it at the time. So I don't know.
Do you mind me asking how much he was asking for the painting?
For the paint, gosh, I'm trying to remember how much it
was. Quite a lot of money, I would imagine.
I mean, I don't think it was like outrageous or anything.
Okay.
Maybe it was $160 or $170 or something like that. And it, if I had the extra money, I would have been glad to get it. But just at that point in time, I just didn't have the extra. So it was, I mean, in a way it was reasonable. It just wasn't a good time for me financially.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of money to dish out for something so like niche as well.
Mm-hmm. But Steve has, I mean, I know it's a nude shot of Christina Lindbergh, but I don't even know where he has that now. It's like he says, well, I can't really display it, Dana. What if my mom comes over and sees this?
It's under his bed or under his pillow. I don't know.
Well, I know it's not under his pillow. It could be under the bed somewhere. But if I was him, I don't think I'd leave it there with us having 5 dogs in the house. And some of them are little dogs that can get under the bed and get things. But, yeah. But is there anything anybody wants to bring up? I know TJ's got something to do at 9, so I don't want to keep him on here too long. But do you guys want to promote anything or bring anything you want to bring up before we get off here?
Yeah, just like I'm doing this. I think most people know I'm doing a show with Dirk called An Hour to Kill. It's on his I can't get the name of his Subjective Perspective Collective on YouTube. Sometimes I get it mixed up. Wrong way around. But yeah, if anyone wants to talk, we talk a lot about slasher films, jolly films, horror in general sometimes. So yeah, anyone wants to come over, they're welcome.
TJ, you got anything upcoming?
Nope.
No.
No.
Exes, you got anything you want to bring up on here?
Well, soon there'll be the John Waters retrospective.
There we go.
TJ will be handing out the pencil thin mustaches and the smell-o-vision cards,
Yes.
and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to doing all that, and I've got other things that I wanted to discuss with you as far as projects that I wanted to work on, myself. But I mean, I want to include you, and different people. I have some ideas, but I'm not gonna, do a whole soliloquy on those, right at the moment.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to start your own? Sorry, Dana. Are you starting your own YouTube page then, Tex?
Yeah, I sent in my ID today because I didn't know you had to do that sort of junk,
Right.
So I did that, and it said I was approved. I've had, a few ideas that I've told Blissful and Dana about that I kind of want to do. I sort of want to, deep dive into like punk rock albums and stuff. I want to kind of,
Okay.
but I was thinking, like, even if you guys didn't know a certain record, like, I would have one of you on. I mean, I'd have you like listen to it and stuff and see what you think. And then we, could go, deep dive and stuff. Cause I'd like to get somebody's, opinion from a fresher point of view and things like that,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, do something you're passionate about.
Right.
That's the main thing. So I didn't get into any of this YouTube stuff or podcasting until about like 2 years ago, and now it's like one of the best things I do. To be honest, I look forward to all streams. I look forward to doing Eurocult, and it's been like Dana as well. Dana said herself, doing these is like therapy in a way. And yeah, anyone who's thinking about it, I would say to them, go ahead and do it. Jump in and do it because you get so much fun out of it. I mean, the enjoyment.
That's why I don't understand why. I understand Steve gets tired now. He's not a young man anymore, but I don't understand.
You go for that.
I don't understand why. It doesn't. To me, I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it. It does not take me that much effort or energy or anything like that to get my ass back here in this chair to sit in front of my computer desk. Now, if I'm very sick, like bedridden, like poor Darren was a few weeks back, yeah, I totally would not be on here. But
Right.
other than that, if I have a little cold or something like that, or have a headache, I'll just take some aspirin or whatever and get on here and do this because I enjoy it so much that I get a sense of community from everybody that's on here with me and people that are in the chat and all that. So it is therapy and it's fun. And, it's a lot more fun than therapy, I think, for those of you that.
Yeah, it's like as well, if we all go for things in real life, shitty things in real life and stuff like that. But when I come into one of your chats, you can just forget about everything else and enjoy people with like-minded, film views and stuff like that. And I find this is quite like your chats now with the people we've got, like TJ Tex or the Dirk, all the others. I don't want to say everyone and miss someone out, but I find them really like, I don't know, comforting in a way because everyone seems to know each other. Everyone gets on well, and it's a nice little community growing. Really.
Yeah, I guess I call you guys that are the regulars. I call you my core group, the guys and gals that are here most every time I do. a live stream. So
I was thinking of Scream with the Core 4.
exactly. But I did want to real quick say that unless TJ tells me otherwise, Wednesday we will be doing the next installment of the Monsters episode discussion.
Yeah, I gotta watch 10 out of the first 12.
I do
remember,
too.
I remember 2 out of the
And let's see. I don't know what else I'm gonna have coming up. You know me, sometimes it's last minute things. I don't like to do that to people. I like to schedule in advance, but sometimes I just don't. I don't know. And something will just pop into my head. I'll be at work. I'll be on a call or something. Something will pop into my head as an idea for a stream. I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to quit doing that because I need to be focusing when I'm at work.
Right, just like one quick thing. When you do that, like you're going to do another paranormal night, you said.
Yes, I want.
I
to
would
do
be
that.
interested in coming on because I've got quite a few incidents that's happened to me that I can't explain.
Yes.
So as long as you give like a little bit of notice, and then I'll be happy to do it.
Well,
you know?
would you?
As long as I don't conflict with any of the things I'm doing.
Oh no. So would there be a day other than Wednesday when me and TJ do the monster stuff? Would there be a day upcoming in the upcoming week, which would be good for
as
you?
long as it's maybe not a Saturday, because I do, the show with Dirk.
Oh yeah, no, it won't be Saturday because I
Sundays you do a watch along. That's fine. But as long as I know in advance, even on a weekday, as long as I know in advance, I could do it.
What about Tuesday, Darren?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Would you want to start about 8 p.m. Eastern time, or would you want to start
whatever's best for you? As long as it's not too late. That'll be like 1. I can manage that.
You sure now? Because I can do it earlier.
No, I don't want you to miss out on viewers or whatever.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, so we'll plan on the another paranormal experiences night. So it'll definitely be me and Darren, and I'm probably going to turn it over more to Darren because I kind of had a big blowout the last one. I was showing you guys Waverly Hills pictures and video and all that stuff, but I'll see if I can think of some other stuff I can talk about. So anybody else that has had any paranormal or supernatural experiences over the years, if you want to come on too and talk about them, it'd be great. I know Dirk said that he would love to do it, but he would need a little time to get all his thoughts in order and stuff, because I know Dirk has had some experiences over the years. What TJ, Texas, have y'all had any paranormal, supernatural stuff you'd want to talk about?
No, I'm very upset about it. Every time I go to a place that kind of looks old and stuff like that, or like a new house, I'm like, why can't it be haunted? I want to see it. Like the place I live now, it was like when I moved in, it was like only 10 years old. I was like, oh, nobody died here. Nothing happened. I was very disappointed.
I think this house that me and Steve live in, I think it's haunted. And Steve doesn't want me to talk about it. He says, I don't believe in that stuff, but he told me not to mess around with my ghost hunting stuff in the house because I would stir up something. He's afraid I'll stir up something, but yet he doesn't believe. So figure that one out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and say goodnight to everybody. And I want to thank Texas and TJ and Darren all for being on here. So everybody didn't have to hear my crazy ass talking about this.
Well, they tuned in for you to begin with. So, I mean,
No,
but it's better to have more people to bounce. At least one person, but it's even better if you have more than one person to bounce things off of. I think Uncle Bill must have died or something, because I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know. Is Dead Pit doing anything tonight? Does anybody know?
Not
Not
that
that I
I've
know
seen.
of.
I didn't
No.
see CK in here either, so
They dropped some videos, but it wasn't nothing live or anything.
nothing live. Okay, so I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank all my lovely co-conspirators on this watch along tonight, and I will see everybody next time. And on that note, I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for the night, and I will see everyone on the flip side. Everybody have a good night now. You
Bye,
guys,
guys.
good night.
Bye.
Night.
See ya.